Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
A month-long investigation leads to a retired Rockford doctor facing almost 30 child pornography charges. Winnebago County's state's attorney shares how the victims are impacted.
A state-line police force looks to train the next generation of crime fighters, the program that will help prepare future police officers.
Making sure students get the most out of an online curriculum is a struggle some state-line teachers are facing. One educator teaching kids in 2 languages shares their concerns.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. For a second night, protesters spill into Kenosha streets. It's continued violence following this weekend's officer-involved shooting. Police shot 29-year-old Jacob Blake Sunday as he leaned into an SUV with 3 kids in the back seat. Wisconsin's governor called in the National Guard to help local police after riots broke out Sunday night. The amount of guardsmen will double tonight. County officials put an 8 p.m. curfew into place, but protesters defied it. Today, fire crews are still dousing flames, shop owners sweeping up broken glass. Blake's family condemns the destruction.
Are asking people in Kenosha and around this nation to protest, but protest non-violently. We want justice, and we're going to get justice. We're going to demand justice, but we're going to do that without tearing up our own communities.
Blake's father says Jacob is paralyzed from the waist down.
Rockford's mayor answered questions about the protests seen here in the Forest City. For the last several Fridays, activist groups have rallied outside Rockford City Market. Last night, a small group marched in solidarity with Jacob Blake. Mayor McNamara says, as a city leader, he defends demonstrators' right to have their voices heard.
There are really important conversations taking place, and I've been fortunate to have some have been part of many of those conversations. And obviously, it's a really challenging time across the country and right here in Rockford, but it's also an unbelievable opportunity.
Mayor McNamara adds police are still on track when it comes to overtime for the year. As of last Thursday, about 60% of money budgeted for RPD overtime in 2020 has been used.
Police search for the man they say shot someone at a Rockford bar. Mark Clark is wanted for aggravated unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and aggravated battery with a firearm. Friday, August 14th, officers were called to Victory Tap on Harrison Avenue after a fight broke out at the bar and spilled out into the parking lot. Prosecutors say Clark shot a man to keep him from going back inside after the scuffle. The victim was hit in the leg and is okay. Clark reportedly drove away in an SUV. If you have any information on Clark's whereabouts, call Rockford Police or Crime Stoppers. A retired doctor faces over 24 counts of having and sending child porn on his computer. Illinois State Police arrested Dr. Frank Ventimiglia early this morning. Investigators say they began looking into Ventimiglia in late July after he downloaded child pornography. The 74-year-old is now charged with disseminating videos and images of children under 13 and possession of child pornography images under 18. The Winnebago County State's attorney says each time an illicit picture is shared, it re-victimizes the child.
So once it's out there, it's always out there. And so every time someone shares or pushes that button, they are victimizing a child. So it's not a victimless crime. I want to communicate that and be very clear. It is a multiple victim crime.
Hyde Ross says the investigation is still unfolding and more charges could be added. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office is calling all teens and young adults who want to fight crime for a living.
It's looking to add more people to the department's Explorer program. Sheriff Gary Caruana tells Michelle Rave the program is a great experience for those wanting to wear a badge.
Several law enforcement agencies across the state are hiring, and the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department is no exception. Right now, the Winnebago County Sheriff's Office is looking for corrections officers. Winnebago County Sheriff Gary Caruana says it's a great opportunity for those interested in a law enforcement career, with plenty of opportunities to move up. He stresses the job isn't easy, and the training itself is very rigorous. Most recruits will train for almost a year before being placed in the field. For younger people between 15 and 21, the department's Explorer program allows those curious about the field the chance to explore their options.
It's a great career. We want people to apply. Look at it, drill down on it, because there's a lot of good benefits. I know that there's some people that maybe be hesitant because of the situation we are in now, but don't be. And, we'll get through it.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear from a recent recruit about how she's been enjoying her experience working at the Winnebago County Sheriff's Department. Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Michelle Rave.
Illinois health officials say if you want to go out to grab a bite to eat, wear a mask anytime someone comes to your table. Starting tomorrow, the new mask mandate will go into effect. It says people at a restaurant or bar will have to put their mask on during any interactions with establishment employees. So when giving your order or when food and drinks are brought to your table, masks must go up over your nose and mouth. That includes people sitting on patios or outdoor seating areas. The new mandate comes as case numbers continue to rise across Illinois. Some Illinois drivers won't have to worry about renewing their licenses till next year. People over 75 don't have to visit a driver services facility with their birthday in 2021. Statewide, there are close to 147,000 people falling into that category. Those drivers will be sent a letter in the mail as proof of the extension. That should be kept with drivers while behind the wheel. Drivers whose licenses are suspended or revoked do not qualify for the extension. More than half of Rockford Public School students will be e-learning from home this fall, but some teachers worry lessons won't translate.
That's the case for those teaching English as a second language, or ESL. One ESL teacher tells our Dylan Saraki she's worried her students will fall behind.
It's very concerning. I think it's a lose-lose situation.
Kathleen Henchen is an English as a second language teacher at Johnson Elementary School. But with more than half of District 205 families opting for full-time remote learning, Henchen is one of 32 ESL teachers who now have to teach general ed, which includes math, science, and social studies online. Henchen says she hasn't taught that in years.
We don't know the curriculum well because we see kids from kinder through 5th grade. We're not experts in all the curriculum in every grade.
The district plans to match ESL students with ESL teachers, but Henchen believes that will hurt them in the long run.
I'm one that I want to do a good job in whatever it is that I do, and to be placed in this position, I feel unprepared. In writing, it might show that they're getting supports, but it's not the support they truly need as English language learners.
Superintendent Dr. Aaron Jarrett says the district had no choice but to do it this way.
One of the unfortunate byproducts of the work that we were trying to do is when we allow families to make a choice, we needed to balance our teaching staff and our family's choice.
Jarrett says Wednesdays during the school year will be offered to students who need extra help. There's even measures in place to help before school starts next week.
One of the things that we're going to have in place is an instructional coach in every building. We also are going to dedicate one of our top teaching experts in remote learning is going to be spending 3 straight days with that group before we start the school year.
In Rockford, for your home team, I'm Dylan Saraki.
After night 1 of the Republican National Convention, President Donald Trump is officially the party's presidential nominee once again.
Night 2 will feature more politicians, administration officials, and family members, all pushing for 4 more years. Jesse Tenor shows us a few firsts Americans will see tonight. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters.
From Washington, D.C.
The partially virtual Republican National Convention continues tonight under the theme Land of Opportunity.
America is the most incredible nation in the world. If you watch sort of the never-ending I Hate America Zoom meeting of the DNC last week, I just don't think that message is aligned with what most Americans think of their country.
Donald Trump Jr. says tonight's speakers will push back on socialism, which he compares to the communist governments Americans, like his mother, escaped.
Notice those people here never say, oh, this is great, let's bring that system to America. It's asinine because they've lived it.
In an unprecedented move, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will address the convention from Jerusalem while on an official trip. No sitting Secretary of State has ever spoken at a political convention in order to keep U.S. foreign policy separate from domestic politics.
Generally speaking, I don't think it's a partisan issue to say, hey, America accomplished a peace deal in the Middle East.
And in another change of scenery, First Lady Melania Trump headlines tonight's lineup with a speech from the newly renovated White House Rose Garden.
It's very uplifting. It's very positive. It reflects on her time as First Lady and some of her favorite moments. There's a couple moments in there that I think will be really key.
Chief of Staff Stephanie Grisham says the First Lady will discuss her Be Best campaign, lay out what she wants to do with the next 4 years, and tell Americans why her husband deserves a second term. In Washington, I'm Jesse Tenor.
Now, your first warned weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Plenty of sunshine, hard pressed to find much cloud cover out there this evening. A live look with our Mercy Out Skytrack camera now out at the Park Hills Golf Course in Freeport. Earlier today or this afternoon, you may have noticed your phone or your weather radio going off for a flash flood warning for parts of DeKalb, Ogle, Winnebago, and Boone counties. No rainfall, hard pressed to find any of that here this afternoon. That was actually a mistake as the Weather Service was working on some new software updates for some of their hydro products. So that warning, we don't have that. In fact, we're not going to be dealing with any rainfall, at least in the next 24 to 36 hours. There were some thunderstorms earlier today and this morning from Wisconsin into portions of Boone and McHenry counties, and a few of those showers lingering along a stationary boundary that will continue to lift north as we go through the night tonight, but only fuel more of that hot air for tomorrow afternoon. Some rainfall totals, much needed rain for portions of southeast Wisconsin. Would have been nice if it moved a little bit to the south. About 1 to 2 inches of rain came down, but that heat continues to build and will only spread northward as we go through the overnight hours and during the afternoon tomorrow. You can actually see a little bit of cooling taking place from those showers as that easterly wind comes in off of Lake Michigan. Locally, our temperatures sit at 93 in Rockford, 89 in Belvedere, 87 right now in Rochelle. Our weather watcher Bob in Rockford checking in with 92 and a dew point temperature of 66 degrees. We are going to stay dry tonight. Little patchy fog as we head into the overnight hours. No threat for thunderstorms tonight. That storm track shifting well up to the north as that boundary continues to lift to the north in Wisconsin. So we'll start off tomorrow with plenty of sunshine. Just a couple of clouds building up for the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow will climb into the mid and upper 90s. There is going to be a breeze from the southwest, so that might help out a little bit. That'll be coming in at around 20 to 25 miles per hour, but it is still going to be hot tomorrow. We stay dry Wednesday night. Thursday morning we are dry, but that stationary boundary begins to move a little bit further south during the day on Thursday. This could bring us an isolated shower or thunderstorm as we go into Thursday late afternoon and then into the evening. But with that boundary staying up to the north Thursday, Friday, that means that heat is going to continue and we could see temperatures back into the 90s on Friday afternoon, depending on how quickly we can get some cloud cover to move in. But as that front comes south Friday night into Saturday, it'll bring a much cooler, more comfortable air mass in for the weekend. We get rid of that heat. Temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees Saturday and Sunday. Now, with that boundary in place, however, we do have to watch potential for some thunderstorms. Just a slight risk, I think, on Thursday. A greater chance for potentially some stronger, maybe even severe thunderstorms late in the day Friday evening as that cold front begins to move through. Temperatures will be nearing records for tomorrow. Forecast high in 95. The record high 97 set back in 1953. Could come close to that again depending on cloud cover on Thursday. Still at 88 degrees on Friday. Again, could see those 90s if the cloud cover holds off a little bit. String of 80-degree temperatures coming up for the weekend next week. Guys, it does look like we get into a wetter pattern next week, so hopefully that'll bring a better chance for some rainfall by the mid parts of next week.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Fred VanVleet has another playoff series against the Celtics to get ready for, but that wasn't on his mind today. It's the shooting in Kenosha of Jacob Blake by police. VanVleet says he's very disturbed by the video he saw.
That's really kind of all that's been on my mind, and, coming down here, making a choice to play, we're supposed to not be in vain, but it's just starting to feel like everything we're doing is just going through the motions and nothing's really changing. And here we are again with another, unfortunate incident. So my thoughts today are with that man and his family.
In Lake Forest today, the Bears returned to the practice field after an off day yesterday. They officially signed kicker Cairo Santos to give Eddie Pinheiro some competition. Matt Nagy had the offense run some long drive drills, and Mitch Trubisky still had some issues with accuracy.
And there was a couple balls that I think he would want back, a few here or there, that just, with the accuracy might not be exactly what he wanted.
In Green Bay, the Packers' practice was a little more lively since they were inside Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers connected with Devontae Adams on a sweet touchdown pass during red zone drills. Rookie Jordan Love, though, was picked off by fellow rookie Vernon Scott. The Ice Hogs have re-signed forward Matthew Thompson for 1 year. Thompson spent most of last season with the Indy Fuel. He made his AHL debut with the Hogs last December. The Cubs have activated Tyler Chatwood from the injured list. He'll get to start this evening in Detroit. And the White Sox will host the Pirates. Lucas Giolito gets the call for the Sox. The Nick 10 has released a list of safety guidelines for spectators at fall sporting events. Fans must maintain social distancing throughout competitions. They are encouraged to bring their own lawn chair. Depending on the sport and location, there could be assigned viewing areas for spectators, and spectators must wear face coverings at all times. Spectators are allowed at golf tournaments, cross-country meets, and tennis matches. They are not permitted indoors at swimming competitions.
Dry skies will stay with us as we go through the night tonight. Temperatures tomorrow back up near 96, close to the record high 97 for tomorrow afternoon. We stay in the 90s on Thursday. Showers, thunderstorms by Friday, cooler for the weekend.
That sounds better. Thanks, Candice. And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.